And welcome back, everybody. I thought we would start out with catching you up because a lot of time has progressed. We are in late summer. And so you might be wondering why so much time has progressed. Well, it was basically just feeding the animals. I forget what I bought new and then sold. I think that's when I was testing out the universal auto loading trailer. So it wasn't really too much. There was a lot of buying and selling, I think, from that. But I don't think I really. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's roughly the cost of one trailer, so something like that. And then new building, I believe that was the global market mod. And then, so then the rest is just standard vehicle running cost. We sold some milk. Of course, that's starting to dip off as we progress into later in the summer. We haven't sold any wool yet. I'm looking forward to being able to sell some wool. But unfortunately, the sheep just haven't filled up the thing yet. So yeah, basically, we are progressing on here, and we are ready to start harvest. I didn't record any of it because it was basically just me feeding the animals and waiting for the harvest to arrive. During the live stream, I actually discussed. One second, let me change this to. We got window capture. There we go. That'll be a little bit better experience for you guys. I yeah. Well, what was I saying? During the stream, I discussed a little bit of the. What was I gonna say? I forget where. I'm kind of derailed there. What what did I say? What did I say? What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I totally. We'll just skip it. Let's just get to harvest. It's harvest time. Oh, I forgot to re-enable the. Oh goodness. I feel like I'm live streaming again, and you know what? We'll just roll with all of my mistakes and errors live here. Yeah, I forgot to re-enable the gearbox mod. So, oh, that's not gonna work. Okay. Well, let's fix this a little bit here. And okay, we don't want to back into our combine. That would hurt. That would hurt a lot. Let's get in our combine here. Okay, we're gonna get this, guys. Don't worry. Don't you worry. You bet your sweet bippy. We're gonna get harvest in here pretty soon. This will be the very first harvest with this combine. If you remember, we got a really good deal with it at the dealer. They're trying to get rid of some extra class combines, and the class brand had a promotion for the area because there's not very many class combines in the area. So they were allowed to give us a really good deal on. You know what? I needed to move the combine back even further because what I need to do is I need to swing really wide. So let's try this. We need to swing really, really wide here because we don't want to hit the gate and we don't want to drive on the field. Oh, you know what? That's like 20 cents. let's just run it over. That's not that much money we're losing. You don't want to make a habit of course, but I think that we can afford to lose 20 cents on that. So now we just got to. Okay, now you guys get to see my mad crazy backing skills, and hopefully we don't ruin too many other crops. Nope, cut it too sharp. And going back a little bit more. And there we go. Okay, and there we go. There we go. There we go. Wait, yes. Okay, we got it. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna leave you on Heidi because you're gonna pull on forward as soon as we get the head on. And yeah, so okay, I'll just stop there. Let's go forward a little bit more. And this is part of the other. I discussed realism on my live stream. I talked a lot about combine maintenance and how you prepare the combine for the fall, different things you can do. I didn't really discuss the head though that much. So part of the fun, like most heads, they typically have a. Well, you can kind of see here. Most combine heads have, they have a little lip right there that it sits on, and then you use that to get underneath here, right where it attaches in there in the opening, and it lifts up, and that's what supports most of the weight of the head. But then, of course, to prevent it from flopping all over the place and coming undone, you have some bolts on the bottom that you latch it in place with. And that's just with John Deere headers. Different companies might be different, but I mean, it's a good system. I can't imagine them being too much different than that. But anyway, let's pull forward a little bit more. And then, I absolutely hate this. As soon as I attach the head, it's going to lower all the way down to the bottom and lift up my combine. So, we're going to try to switch over real quick to keep it raised. Okay, so QGV, I think is what I want. QGV. Yes! I did it! Yeah, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, if you never noticed that before, let's detach the head there. So watch what happens. Look at this. And it lowers. And now my front two wheels are in the ground, in the air. They're not on the ground anymore. I hate that. So we're gonna raise it up. That's what I was talking about, in case you were never aware of that. So let's go in here, and actually, I think in the future, on the way out of the field, we're gonna, let's see, we're gonna have to turn around at some point. So let's, well, I was gonna try to do a U-turn there, but I don't think there's enough space. So let's just get out of the way instead. We'll just get off to the side, and we can turn around later, of course. All right, and on my live stream, I set up a couple course play routes, so this should actually be nice and easy going once we get this part of the field open. Let's run back inside and open up this end of the field. Here we go. So now we got to do some final checks, make sure that all our settings are right, and then we have to start it up. And another pet peeve, I hate how... Oops, wait, okay. Yes, okay. Got to unfold first. But then... Okay, you know what? Are you unfolded yet? You know, I talk about real life, and this is actually something that you have to do in real life, too. Where? Oh, that's right. It's the Z button. You know, I mean, you don't have a whole shaft like that. It's typically like, for example, it's typically like something like a joint like this where you, well, I mean, a joint here, but you would just... It's a gap about like this, where you just kind of like slide it in, and then you slide a little cover over, and like ours is a chain drive, so we attach it with the chain. You couple the two gears, sprockets together that way. Anyway, what I was saying is I hate how when you start up the harvester, it automatically lowers the head. Why does it do that? Why can't we lower the header ourselves? Because in real life, yeah, you start it up and... you run it for a little bit. I guess it doesn't matter if the header is lowered or raised, but it is a manual control, and I absolutely hate how they lower that automatically. Let's just, how about we stop talking, and let's just get harvesting a little bit. Remember, these fields are all on the, what growth stage? It's the, or well, I mean, not growth stage, fertilizer stage. I think they are fertilized 2 stages. Remember, because we had the cover crop, and then I think we sprayed them all with slurry, maybe? I forget exactly, but I think they're all at 2 fertilized. So this is gonna, I don't actually know why, I don't know if you saw, but I have Frederick back there as well. I don't actually need 2 wagons, I believe. It will take me just forever to get a full load. Originally I was thinking I need 2 wagons to be able to send one all the way back home and back. So I would have something to dump in while it's making that trip, but I think I will be just fine. Let's see here. Let's continue opening up this field, and let's see, how are we going to? We're gonna see with our mirror. Watch with our mirror. This class, I do really enjoy the mirrors on this class. It does have very, very nice mirrors. We just got to remember the gate's back there. We don't want to hit the gate, which will be on this side. So I think we're on the field well enough, and looks like we're not running over anything, so we are good so far. So now let's take a cut back this way, and there's the gate behind us. I think we can keep cutting a little bit, and let's go in there. Just trying to give ourselves a little bit more room, and then we'll open things up. This should be enough to turn around, I believe. Yeah, that should be enough. So let's, now if we kind of swing that way first and then cut it sharp, and we should have enough room without backing into Heidi. And then we can go back the other way. And then we should be pretty far, we should be well on our way to opening things up. Yes, sir. And then we're going to set up course play, and I will do that live. Just, It might be a little bit painful for some of you guys who already know how to do it, but I think it'll benefit more people than will get bored with it. I've seen a lot of people say that they really enjoy me struggling with courseplay and using it and setting it up, actually showing that setup part, because they actually get some use out of it as well. So I will continue to struggle with that live for the most part, unless it's something that I just yeah. So let's continue. This is kind of hard because we're on a slope, but we don't want to run over crops. Fortunately, this header is relatively big, so we're not in too much danger of running over crops, although we might run into that fence. I tried to stop it. I remembered it just in time, and let's try one more of these. We'll turn in here. Just give ourselves some space here at the side of the field so we can set up that course play route. Actually, I should be doing this at the north end of the field, so I could use maybe the same route for both fields. 40, I'm thinking field, what is that? Field 48 and 40. Because there is a little entrance way between those two fields. I don't know. But let's just keep on going here, and we will do one more here, one more pass here, opening it up, and then we'll stop. We'll set up GPS, and then we'll set up course play. And I'm gonna try my best to put those guys on some type of manual mode where they don't drive all over the field. I think there's a way to do that. So you might have to ignore tracks across the entire middle of the field. But I think we're gonna do this right. Okay, you know what? Just to make it a little bit easier and give ourselves more room, that would be more than enough room in real life. But for course play, we're gonna open it up just a little bit more. And okay. So now I think we're going to, well, okay, we might as well pull forward all the way and then just stop the combine. All right, so now let's, you know what? This will probably take a little while. So we're actually gonna let you empty everything out, and looks like you are all cleared out. And we're just going to disengage the separator, and we're gonna turn you off. We'll come back to you. That kind of there was no spool down at all there. It's just a hard stop, wasn't it? Let's run back and get Von Frederick, because he has more fuel. We're gonna have to fill up Fritz with fuel before we send him on the route. But actually, this will be much, much better. Let's set up, I think we only need one trailer. You know, if this was wheat all the way back here, or definitely for corn, or if this was wheat, something like that, higher yield, I think that we would possibly have to run 2 trailers. But with just one of them, oh, can you run tandem trailers with course play? That is the thing. Let's just set it up for one now. Let's not get too greedy, right? Let's not get too greedy. So I think what we want to do is something like this. We want to set it up where this will be the, let's see. Set it up kind of like this, I think, is what we want. Something like right along there. So something like this. Now, what we want is we want empty combine and offload. And then we want to, well, we can adjust these later, but we want to start course recording, and we'll have a few points here. I'm so glad I did this on the live stream last night and figured it out. I am fairly certain that what I'm doing will work. So you guys will have very minimal of this. But what I did last night, in case you're missing the live stream, I recorded a course. Well, let me finish this first, and then I will continue talking. Okay. Yeah, let's do this, and then right out here, and stop. Now, let's look at these, and okay, so I hope you latch on there to the next closest one. So what we do is, let's save this. So this is field 48 exit. Yeah, because I'm exiting the field. Even though I'm entering the course to go home, I am exiting the field. That's what we're going to call it. So let's stop this course, and let's save it. And let's say field. Whoa. Hello. Come on. Come on. I hate how when you click out of it, you can't. Why can't I? There we go. Okay, so field 48 exit. And let's just do that. And then, well, let's actually make sure it loads. So field 48 exits. This one I think is trash. And this one is trash. Those are my tests. Okay, so then we load this one. Oh, nope. See, I didn't hit it in time. I could have also hit it up there. So we got to actually, let's exit out of those. Let's load this course. And instead of setting a crossing point there, okay, so we can't load that course. Let's just delete that course. Right? Because I don't want that crossing point. Yeah, I don't want that crossing point. That's a bad one. So, remember, I guess in the future, a lesson learned is always record this course with crossing points visible. And I guess that's another thing. Is there any way to delete crossing points? Because I have a lot, and I don't know how to get rid of them. I'm guessing somewhere in the, in your course play folder, you know, I mean, it's got to store those locations somewhere. You could actually go in and manually delete them, but it's kind of a shame there's no way to delete them from inside the, well, I want to call it an HMI. I'm thinking work, human-machine interface. The HUD, the course play HUD is what most people would know that by. Anyway, here we go. We're going to come up here, and let's re-record this. And why does it have crossing point there? Start course recording. I deleted that course. I don't understand that one. I do think that by default, I think I learned that every course where it stops and where it starts, I think that's a crossing point by default, if I am not mistaken. So technically, you know, I mean, let's just do it with the crossing point just to verify that it works. So let's do right here. So we want it to be closer to that crossing point because it's going to jump to the next closest crossing point. So let's save this first. So we want to delete that. And we want to stop. And we want to save this as field 48 exits. Okay. So field 48 exit. And then we want to load this course. And there you go. That should make that jump. It's not trying to backtrack at all. So then we're going to go all the way home. We're going to unload. And then we're going to come on back. And if I can make this turn. Oh, yeah. We're going to burn some rubber there. Kind of force it. I think we can force this turn. No, 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 truck. We're going to do this. And I can get rid of my map. So coming back, it's going to, so if you missed the stream on Wednesday, that's the course all the way home that will dump at my silo. And what we want to do now is at the very end of this course, we want to start recording a new course. So actually, let's get rid of this and let's start course recording and go on into our field. There we go. So we don't need a crossing point here at the start because, well, if we eventually, you know what, I should have recorded a crossing point because if we eventually continue on our path all the way through, it might not show up. But anyway, what we want is something like this. So something like this is going to be, and then as close to our stop as possible. That might be a little tight. I don't know if that'll work. Why did I hit stop recording? Well, let's just save it and see what happens. So save and field 48 return. Okay, so let's save that. and we're going to exit our course. So now what we need to do is, I guess I could have loaded the other one next, but just in order, we want to load the exit, we want to load that one, and then we want to load the return. Yeah, see, that's going to, I don't think that's going to work. That's going to be hunting for, well, let's see if it works. Oh, and you know what? I also forgot to record a waypoint. That won't work anyway. I actually put the beginning of that course too close back here. It should have been up there further. I kind of really screwed myself. Well, let's, you know what? No, I need a waypoint. Otherwise, you're just going to continue on through, aren't you? Right? Do you need a waypoint for this? No, you're saying that you don't. So I guess it will work. I thought I remembered from the instruction manual that you need a waypoint. Okay, so that's the other thing we're going to do. We're going to see if you can drive this course by yourself and make that turn up there. So let's see what happens. If that's too sharp of a turn, you might continually hunt in a permanent circle. That's... Okay, so let's do drive now. And are you going to hunt? You're going to hunt. Yep, okay. So let's stop you. Let's, which one do I want to... Well, I know ideally you're not supposed to do it this way, but what we're going to do is we're going to delete this. We're going to delete the return path. And we're going to re-record that one. Sorry, guys. I thought I had this all figured out, but you know what? It does help to show you some growing pains as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out here. And you know what? I don't know why I didn't just do this before. We're going to go down here and turn around at this little, beautiful little spot to turn around in. I guess I could have turned around to the garden center, but you got to do things the hard way. Past the little pub there. Okay, so now we want to start recording a new course. And you know what? This is actually better because what I was talking about before is I should have started with a crossing point, because then in the future, if I ever want to jump onto this course from, say, that direction and I record a new course, I'll be able to do that. So let's actually start the recording in here a little bit, and let's just, you can bridge that gap. So let's start there and then make a crossing point almost immediately. And I think, yes, I think that's what we want. So let's continue on in here, and then we're gonna go around like this. And then we need to continue this way. Should I make a waiting point or not? I don't think I want a waiting point because it seemed to work fine last time. So let's do something like this. I know generally you want it all a continuous line, but do I hit stop? Let's just hit stop. You know what? It's a short course. We can record it later. So this will be field 48, not 30, 48 return. So that'll be the field 48 return. And so let's load the exit path, that path, and then this path. And now let's see what happens. Okay, so let's actually set up this as well. We don't want you on automatic. We want you to be on manual. And we don't want you to have any combine because I want to call you from the combine, and I think it'll be best if I put you on manual. I can change that later, though. Okay, so turn speed, field speed. Let's slow you down a little bit more on the field. That's awful fast. And street speed, automatic from course. Let's not do from course. Let's do maximum speed, and let's just do it nice and easy. We're not in a hurry here. I don't want to cause any problems, so let's just do a nice and easy 15, let's say 20 miles an hour. That's pretty fast for a tractor. 20 miles an hour is fine. Maximum speed, drive control setting, fuel save option activated. Okay, and then finally, let's go on to, where is the, here we go. So start at 50% and then drive on at 90. I think those are pretty good numbers to start with. And let's hit drive course at nearest waypoint. And you should stop right there. And then I believe the way this works, if I fill you up all the way, you will wait at this point until you're full, and then you'll drive on when you get to 90%. If I did it the way that I am thinking. So let's jump into the combine here. And let's open up course play real quick. Because if I remember correctly, there's a way to... Yeah, right here. So... right there. I could request him if I wanted to. So if I'm ever... you know, if I get that perfectly opened up and I am getting close to full, and I think that he will be in a position where he can dump on me with, or I can dump on him without running over crops, I might try that. But for now, you know what? It's a huge deal just to get that set up and have an automatic return on the way home. So let's see how we're gonna finish opening this field up. First of all, which way is straightest for this field? So kind of right along the field edge is kind of, it looks like the straightest of the straight. So let's just head over to the edge then and start her on up. And then we will, I suppose we can set up GPS, might as well, right? And we have the HUD. I don't know what happened to my beautiful HUD controls. I'll have to re-download that. Oops, I already did that. All right, I think, and I already did that, right? Yes, and 0 offset. All right. So, I think we're good. Let's get going. And actually, I don't need this guy. I don't need that. No, sir. All right. I'll keep that up there just for good measure. Let's figure out how long it'll take us to fill up this combine. We filled up almost... what, 1,500 liters, just that little bit down there. It's actually pretty decent, I would say so, for missing a fertilizer layer. I am thinking that the next time I do this farm, you know, maybe I'll just like, I'll use what slurry I can, but it'll be more of like a money saver thing. We don't need to worry about organic. Let's throw on all the artificial chemicals we can to give us a boost. I want more money, and right now, if you're not getting paid, you know, that was part of the problem with what I was doing I didn't think about. If you're getting paid organic prices, or if you're getting paid conventional prices, then why the heck are you farming organic style? You lose a lot of money that way because your yield isn't as great. As evidenced, I mean, it's kind of a lot like real life. So I think that we will perhaps go with a sprayer. I was actually considering that at the end of the stream. I don't know if you guys remember, but I got sidetracked and I forgot what I was going to do. But I was actually considering buying a sprayer and then spraying the field out here, another fertilizer layer. It can get pricey, but it's worth it. You save a lot more money if you can just use the natural fertilizer that you know, that the cows gave you. But I think that in the future I will look into doing that. So we're gonna go open up the field a little bit more. I think we can make, you know what, let's jump inside here so it's a little bit quieter, a little bit nicer. We get a nice cozy chair. You guys can sit over there and ride along with us. 6 miles an hour. This combine is eating it up, that's for sure. We could probably have put on a slightly bigger head, but also remember, we are, I mean, that'd be a little bit too big for the map, and I mean, this actually combine is probably a little bit big for the acres that we have. It's a little bit of an overkill. We could easily do it with a smaller combine in real life, but it does speed up the gameplay a little bit more. Look at this, 8 miles an hour. I don't think I've ever gone this fast in a real combine, but the yield isn't that great. And I don't know how real this is because I would think, even if the yield isn't that good, part of the problem is you're still getting the same amount of material. Yes, you're not getting as much fruit, but you are still threshing basically the same amount of, you know, the stalk, essentially. So I don't know how real that is. I know with corn, big combines, I mean, again, it depends on the yield. For corn, it actually really highly depends on the yield, but that's because the kernel is so huge. It makes up a huge part of the product feeding into the combine, as opposed to, I mean, these are relatively small. So anyway, let's turn and let's continue opening up the field. And we'll do one more pass just to make it a little bit easier to turn around on. And then we'll go down next to our little guy and we will let's see. I guess that's the next question. How much can those little Marston trailers hold? I think it's 10,000 or something like that. Maybe 12. I don't know. Like I said, if we were doing wheat, I think we might actually need a couple of those trailers. But with just canola, and it's just two layers of fertilizer, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think that it doesn't. I think that we'll be fine with just one trailer. Like I said, I'm not even sure why I brought 2 of them down, but let's get cracking on, and we'll just figure it out as we go. How about that? The next thing to test is to see if, I am curious to see if double trailers work, if it'll automatically stop at each trailer when it reaches the tip point and dump each of them individually. Oh, that reminds me, it won't work now because we need to, yes, well, you'll see. We need to hop up there to Manny real quick, to the home farm, and we need to energize our drying system, because otherwise this would not work out very well. So this is something that we forgot to do when we left the farm, and it's something that my brother would do when he gets back home, so I'm not too worried about it. But oh, it looks like I needed to lower the ground there a little bit. Activate farm silo system. There we go. Right? Do you have to do that to dump, or is that only to use that trigger? I forget. Well, anyway, let's jump back to the combine and see what's going on. Okay, so, whoops, wrong one. And of course you turned off because we jumped too far away, so heaven forbid you keep running. Oh well, let's get going. We've had a nice yield so far, I think. Of course, it's always hard to tell since I don't farm canola in real life. Yeah, I don't know. I think it seems pretty good though. All right, we are going. Let's see what else to talk about. We do have a. Yeah, so I guess I'll just kind of recap some stuff I talked about in the live stream in case you missed it. Because I know a lot of you don't go back and watch the live stream. I mean, that's kind of not to be expected, but I did. What else did I talk about in the live stream? I discussed that there's going to be, speaking of live stream, there's going to be another live stream coming up. Whoa, really? 12 miles an hour? That seemed a little fictional. I don't know if anything. I mean, there is an upper limit to the speed that you see that sickle moving back and forth on the bottom? I mean, there is a limit there. That thing can only cut grain so fast. And if you're going faster than that, it's not going to work out so well. So that is kind of, that seems fake. But I don't know. I don't know. Any of you farmers out there, what is the fastest that you have ever harvested canola? That could be a fun little fact that you could share with me. I don't really know myself. I know, like our combine, for example, and granted it's a smaller combine, but for 6 rows of corn, okay, I guess my pedal wasn't on the gas. But for 6 rows of corn, I noticed that you could real life speed. Basically, we put the limit of our combine doing corn at something like 250 bushels an acre. It's basically 3 miles an hour, but even that's kind of fast. 2.5 does a little bit better of a job. And then for soybeans, it's a little bit slower because we have such a huge head for our relative to our combine size. That's a lot of chaff you're putting through the combine. So, I mean, I can't imagine that you could be allowed to harvest at 12 miles an hour, even if you were harvesting nothing. That seems a little unreal. What we will do is, how about we'll just do this. Instead of me talking about that, let's just set our speed limit at like 2 miles an hour. And, wait, which one's the speed limit? That one. There we go. I knew I had it set up on a button somewhere. I forgot what it was. Okay. We're gonna offload our grain when we get on around, and let's hop back inside the cab here, give us a little peace and quiet. And my dad would so fire me now for leaving the auger out. He's always telling me to put it back. Okay. So let's hop back in and we'll get going. All right. So yeah, just to finish that thought, there will be another live stream on January 3rd, I think. January 3rd. I gotta. It's one of those other things. That's actually a Wednesday night because I'm working a day. Whoa. What the? Okay, that is not real. There's no way a harvester could harvest at 17 miles an hour. It's impossible. There's no way. Yeah, that seems kind of a bug with... You know what? I wonder if that's actually a problem with this harvester in particular. I would imagine that, yes, more realistic mod lets you vary that based on the crop throughput a little bit, but then there's got to be like a hard limit to that, just like there is in real life. Like in real life, I don't care how big your harvester is relative to the crop that's going through it. That sickle can only move so fast and cut the grain at a certain speed. And if you're going faster than that, it's not going to cut it. I don't care how good of a combine you have. I mean, that's just not going to happen. There'll be so much crop flowing through that combine. It's 17 miles an hour. That's got to be a glitch with this particular pack. I cannot believe that Durrell would let that happen. That's got to be something with this pack in particular. Like I said, I mean, I know that I did have a lot of grain in the hopper, and that it might be, you know, kind of measuring the weight going downhill. There, we're gonna miss that wheel. I think we just barely missed the wheel. Yeah, we did. Just barely. Shh. We missed it. Quiet. I don't want to hear it. We missed the wheel. Okay, here we go. So let's lower that and okay. So we are unloading now. I do have manual unload. Well, I have the combine mod, which has manual unloading. So you can actually unload where you don't want to in the field. Let's spread out this load a little bit more. And okay, let's actually, you know what, since I'm not doing like a cinematic at this moment, at this episode, let's turn on our notifications so we can kind of see the fill level of our little trailer there, and also we'll be able to see when it gets home. And okay, should we send you on your way? Let's send you on your way now so we can test you out just to make sure everything is working correctly. And that way, if it's not, we can figure you out later. So let's hop in and say, okay. So let's stop you. Get rid of that. I should have waited on that. All right. So let's put you down at where are you gonna be at? Here, right? So let's put you below 40, so that we'll do you at, what are you at? 50, so let's put you at 50. There you go, 55, and you are turning on, and you are driving. All right, so let's see if that works, and we should see him go from 57% canola down to 0 if everything's working correctly at some point. Kind of exited the field really fast there, didn't he? There we go. All right, so let's, I forget, does he show up on the mini-map? There he does. Let's, we can watch him like that. So far, so good. He got on his way. He latched onto the course out there, and he is on his, oh no. Come on. Latched on, okay. I'm gonna go see if this is my error. See, that is not my error. I'm going to turn off traffic because I don't know how this will work with traffic. Unfortunately, it's just not perfect yet. So let's turn off traffic. Man, well, you know what? If we're not on the road, it doesn't matter if traffic's on or off. He's doing it properly. Wait, why are you still saying you're in traffic? What the? Oh, did I? What? Are you registering the rock or something? What in the world? Okay. It had to be registering the wall there or something. A collision of some type. I don't know. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Okay, so let's see what happens now. And let's tab back to the tractor. I do hate using tab. I like the much better view of jumping into the cab. It just seems slightly more realistic, if you know what I mean. I don't know, the jumping, pressing tab just feels way too unrealistic. You know, but it is feasible to kind of switch scenes, jumping from one track to another. Basically, I'm just cutting out the running part. It's not terribly unrealistic if you just imagine me cutting out the running, and I'm just magically in another tractor. You know, without actually doing a physical edit in the video editor. It's essentially just doing that for me. But if you do tab through multiple tractors like that, that just seems way too fake. I don't like that. So I will not use that in the future. But for now, we've got to put our auger back. Don't want to make Dad mad. Which one is... I thought one of those was my auger. Oh, that's right. I have to have the... Yeah. I did not have the combine selected. That was the problem. Let's make sure that we make our turn here. And let's actually get back to our steering wheel. And... Oh my goodness. I was not on... I was trying to use my clutch as the brake. So far, other than that one glitch, it seems that Courseplay is working correctly. Once we get centered again here, let's turn on cruise control and see how we are doing. So we've got, yeah, he's going up the path there. Yeah, see, 7, 8, this is just way too fast. It's got to be an error with the combine, because I know that my previous combine did not let me harvest it this fast. And I even harvested some canola. That's just insane. There's no way. I have it on cruise control at 5. It's got to be sensing the weight or something and pushing it down the hill. That's got to be this mod. I don't think the default harvester, it was not like that. The default harvester was not like that in the slightest. So, I guess one other thing I can check. Let me make sure I am using, well, yeah, I've got to be using MR, otherwise it would be a slow speed, unless they made the mod highly unrealistic. So let's go into here and, yeah, MR mod. So, I mean, I know the default harvesters were not like that. I don't understand. So I don't know what's going on there, but, ooh, Messi's on sale. All right, so I wanted to do a little testing here and see what the difference is. And indeed, now I'm not even taking a full swath, and this combine is limited to 8 miles an hour. So I think there's probably a setting wrong in that class where it does not let you, like, there's no upper limit. For example, 8 miles an hour, it looks like is the max limit for this combine, no matter the capacity. Let's steer out to maybe only, well, okay, so let's keep this road going. And at the very end, let's see how fast we can finally go. So after stuff gets out through the combine, yeah, so it seems like as long as we are harvesting, as I ran into the hedgerow there, as long as we're harvesting, like 8 miles an hour is the upper limit to what we can harvest. And that is the way that it should be, because there is always a limiting factor of how fast you can cut, you know, cut the actual crop. Even if the combine could handle more, theoretically, you just can't move faster than a certain amount. So that looks like a problem. On the bright side, and as I'm going to probably have to tab away and shut off our combine, on the absolute bright side, this guy seemed to work. He went all the way up here, and he, okay, so we want the exit loaded, and then this one, and then this one. Oh, he already had that loaded. Okay, well, we gotta do exit, this one, and this one. And then let's hit drive next closest waypoint. Okay, and we need to set you to, let's set you to drive home at something like 85%. I don't want you to wait the full time, you know, but I want to be able to dump a full load on you if I need to. So let's do that. And You're going way too fast. That's way too fast for a course play tractor. We're gonna slow you down a little bit to something like 15. Let's slow you down to like 15 miles an hour. That's a little bit better. Yeah, 14. Let's do 14. Field speed, we're gonna slow you to wait. What the? Yeah, that's probably an invisible object that I did from modding somewhere. I don't know what that was, but I doubt that was the map error right there in the middle of the road. So I'm not sure what that was, but don't blame BulletBill. Yeah, and it does look like that class combine convert, at least that particular combine, needs a little bit of an adjustment because it's not, something's wrong there. So like I said, I'm not really sure what that is. I'd have to look into it, but I'm guessing it's some type of an upper speed limit that does not exist in that particular mod, but of course it would exist in the Dural convert of that more realistic mod. So that is, yeah, I wasn't really going to keep playing with this combine, but I was just going to swap them out, I just hot swapped them in the vehicle file. I didn't drive everything down here. I just changed the position coordinates because, well, I didn't want to drive everything down here because if everything worked out, I really enjoyed using that class combine pack, but, I mean, I guess that's part of the problem with mods. One thing I noticed is I do like I think the animations are better on the default header. I don't remember thinking I really like the animations for the class combine. So I guess if we just stick with this one, at least it looks pretty going into the combine there. I mean, that's nice. That looks really nice. Yeah, so we are harvesting canola, and we're knocking out these fields in no time with this big. You know, I was almost thinking. I think I've made up my mind. I was really actually thinking that these fields are about perfect sized for, you know, medium-sized equipment. I mean, granted, this is a large-sized equipment now with this large combine. But I was thinking that based on the size of these fields, I don't want to do oak field farming. The fields are just too big over there, or so I thought. Based on the size of this field, granted, it isn't the biggest field out there, but it is a really good size for the map. And I think that I want to switch over to my arable farms over at Oakfield, and then I will switch gears and I will make this into my animal only map. And then I'll transport grain back and forth between the two. I might. Let's see. Should I do all three animals? I don't know. You know, as an alternate role play, it might be fun to do 0 arable and just take care of the animals and do all 3 animals on a map, and then instead of having to, obviously you wouldn't be able to buy. So I'd have to use the buy bale mod to buy straw, and but I'd be able to make my own bales, of course. Basically, I would always be baling. That could be a fun little role play where I don't do anything arable. You know, I could have smaller scale equipment. I wouldn't have to have big tractors. My expenses would be relatively low. I could plant a lot of grass fields. Heck, I could do the whole map in grass, and then I could actually spend time wrapping the bales, and I wouldn't have to feel like I'm in a rush, and that could be a very fun thing as well. So I don't know. I don't know where the series of this roleplay is going to go. For some reason, it seemed like a really good idea to do the 2 maps and the roleplay where I do arable only on one and animals on the other. The problem is with running back and forth between maps, I think that it would be okay, with the exception of the West Coast has all the animals spread out, and I feel like that might give me a headache running all over, not just between 2 maps, but running back and forth between, between 5 farms on 2 maps. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's out, but I am possibly rethinking where maybe instead of doing, well, I guess baling, I guess essentially be on, okay. I guess that is what I'd be doing. I would be only baling on this map, essentially. Oh, goodness. I'm driving out onto our field. I am so sorry. I was not paying attention to where I was going. Let's do... Oh, goodness. Let's do one more end row. Well, to give us more turning room for one, but to get rid of that ugliness for two. Hopefully, a lot of people didn't see this part and just skipped to the end of the stream where I'm saying goodbye. And speaking of goodbye, I think that it is, based on the extra time I spent getting things set up, unfortunately, I have to go. I wish I could play longer, but I spent a long time getting this episode set up. Next episode, we will be doing some type of a cinematic. It's been a long time since I've done a cinematic, and those are really pretty to watch. I think so, at least, and they're fun to listen to as well, because I think I put cool music on there that I like to listen to, so I hope you guys enjoy those, and I think that I will do one of those next. But for now, wait. Oh, no, I forgot to turn you off. Oh, no, no, no. You, buddy. You're wrong. You are so wrong. Stop. Stop. Oh, no. Yeah, so we need to put you on select manually. That's the missing link. So we're going to stop you, and you need to go back to... Oh, goodness. You need to go back to using all-wheel drive. Okay, this is what we need you to do. That was my mistake. That was totally my mistake. Let's lower that a little bit. And we needed to change you to drive control setting. Let's do four-wheel drive always. There we go. And now you need to come back over here and find the next closest waypoint. And there we go. Right? Why aren't you finding the next closest waypoint? What? No. Put you on manually. Current. There we go. Oh, it was still in the combine assignment. Okay, there we go. So now you should work just fine. So drive course, next closest waypoint. Why are you stopping? Drive course, next closest way. Why are you stopping already? You should stop at the end. Where do you think you are? Okay. No, you need to stop. And you need to go latch onto this course. Why are you trying to latch onto the other one? There we go. I guess I was too close to the stop sign there, and it just knew that it had to stop eventually, so it stopped a little bit early. I'm thinking that's what it is. Oh, you know what? I said I wouldn't do that ugly switching, and I did. Oh, well. Let's make this, let's just cut a land here in the middle. A nice little island. And then, yeah. So, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have time to finish this field today. I probably should have dumped while I had him over here. We should be able to make it down and back in, with 43%. Yeah, we'll be able to make that plenty. Continue to wrap things up, saying goodbye. What else do we have to talk about? Like I said, I'm going to do a live stream on January 3rd. I didn't tell you what the live stream is, though. It will be a thing where I'm going to do some Stop and Bach and some Factorial. I'm not sure the percentages or the proportions. I don't even know which one I'm going to start with first. But it's going to be starting on January 3rd, probably sometime around, I don't know, 4. I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know when it'll start, but it'll start earlier. So you guys over on the, in Europe and the UK, you'll be able to play a little bit, hopefully. And then, excuse me, got a little scratch in my throat. And then, it'll continue on through the night for anybody who's able to play with me. So I think maybe Farming Simulator to begin with, and then we'll head into Factorio later. But, of course, that is subject to change. And then, like I did say also on the live stream, in case you missed the live stream, I will be changing my schedule to something like Monday will always be a live stream, and then Wednesday and Friday will still be the recorded videos. Or, you know what, I guess I'll put that up as a poll. If you guys really enjoy live streams, I could do something like Monday and Wednesday live stream, or Monday and Friday live stream, and then Wednesday is the, the recorded episode. I don't know. I still do like recorded series because they're higher quality for those of you who can't catch the live stream. I mean, it's always nicer watching a recorded video than a stream, and you know, it's not as good quality, it's not as good resolution, and then you have the ugly chat window to deal with. So I don't know. Um, I guess if I keep my live stream time closer to an hour, I might be able to fit in 2 live streams a week and then still 2 recorded episodes. So if I do it that way, I might actually consider doing 2 separate series then. So like one series will be 100% video, you know, for those that love that type of thing and don't necessarily enjoy live streams. And then the other will be only on the live stream. So those that enjoy live streams, maybe you'll still enjoy going back and watching the live stream in the history. I don't know. But I don't know. I guess leave in the comments below about that. I'll probably put up a poll. You know, and then I guess I should also say this. The live stream, there's no guarantee it'll be Farming Simulator. It might be Factorial. It might be XCOM. It might be Total War Warhammer. It might be, you know, other stuff like that I don't necessarily want to or have the desire to do a full YouTube series on. So the 2 recorded episodes will likely always be Farming Simulator. And then the live stream will probably be maybe like 1 Farming Simulator episode and then 1 something else, or both something else. I don't know. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for. Maybe it'll just be me modding. I don't know. But I guess let me know in the comments, and then also I'll put a poll up for what you might want. I don't know how I will word the poll though, because if I just say live stream yes or no, well, of course people are gonna say yes. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I do think that I need to stop this, and we will, let's see, you are already off because you have the fuel save option activated. All right. Like I said, I think that is just about done. We are just about done. Oh, man, you know, still the views are amazing. I did take a screenshot earlier today, but maybe that could be a screenshot. Let's go. Let's do this real quick. Excuse the ugliness. And hit J and then Q. Look at that. That's a pretty good shot right there. Get the mountains in the background. We are harvesting. Maybe let's get some more of the field. Maybe something like that. Something like that. That looks pretty good. And, well, I didn't need to take a manual screenshot. Whoops. I typically take all my screenshots out of the video when I'm editing in Adobe Premiere Pro. It's really easy to do that. Ooh, that could be good, too. A little bit higher. A little bit wider of a view. Let's try that one. Yeah, maybe we'll do that one. You know what? And then that'll be the goodbye screenshot as well. So until next time, I do thank you all for stopping by. Let me know that stuff about live stream versus recorded video versus whatever. Like I said, for those of you who might be new, I can't have a set time for streaming, which is why I started recording on YouTube, because I can say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're going to see videos. But I can't say Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 o'clock, you're going to see a live stream. Because I work shift work, it rotates, and it changes. I can say that there'll be a live stream most Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 or 8 p.m., whatever time I set it. And then once every 5 weeks or so, or once every 4 weeks, I'll have to work the night shift. I'll still live stream, it'll just be earlier in the day. So I'm not sure how to put that all in a few words on my banner, but it'll be something like that. So if I do set up more live streams, it will be something on a more consistent basis for a time when you know when to expect me. Anyway, I think that I will stop for now, and I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know your thoughts on those items, and basically, I want to do some combination between this and the West Coast, or this map and Oakfield Farm. I just don't know exactly how it's going to work yet, so I am interested for ideas. If you think that'll work, if you want to see that idea that I kind of discussed, where it's like one story between 2 maps, and then all arable on Oakfield and all animals on this farm, kind of using the global market to transport crops back and forth between the farms. I don't know. Let me know what you think on that. For now, though, I will say goodbye to you all, and thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and Happy New Year to everybody. I love you all. Unfortunately, I won't be... I gotta work Saturday, Sunday, and then actually I'm off Monday, so maybe I'll be able to do a live stream. Yeah, well I already said Monday's gonna be a live stream, so yeah, I just don't know when yet. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye bye.